That said, let's begin. If you would take your, you can either leave your bolster under your feet as we just take a moment to get settled in, or you can put it across your lap, whichever would feel good to you. So just feet gently resting over it, or if you prefer more of a support up here, across your lap. And just take a moment and arrive. And what I mean by that is be conscious of your body, how it feels in this moment. I always like to start by letting my body feel really heavy. And in that heaviness, I just tend to notice it a little bit differently, better. Arrive in your mind, taking the time to bring your thoughts to this moment, this space. And so if you think there's something else you should be doing right now, maybe put those thoughts aside. If you need a little bit of a visual to do that, maybe you think about setting your to-do list in a little box on the side of your mat, putting the lid on it, knowing that when we reemerge at the end of class, when we come out of that rest, that shavasana, it's right there and you can pick it up. And then arrive with an intentional breath. And I want you each to do this independently, but for just a few breaths, can you make the length of your inhales match the length of your exhales, even if it's a little loud, especially if it's a little loud, because that's good noise, good sound that can inspire the people around you. I'm personally having a little bit of a challenge staying here right now. I just have a lot going on, like many of us might. And so throughout my practice, I'm going to be saying, for my own benefit, and maybe you'll be helped by this, and now there's this, and now there's this. If you're online, we'd be grateful if you could mute your line. We're getting some noise in our space here. And after you do that, come back to that breath. If you would, take your bolster, your pillow, and lay it across your lap horizontally. And Laura, grab a cushion off your couch. Just anything a little thick will work. We're in our chairs today. And our first posture, we're going to find a supported ragdoll. So just take your bolster and gently fold over it, letting your arms hang heavy, letting your head hang heavy. There's really no work to do here. We're just creating space between the vertebra from the very bottom to the very top. Continuing with the breath. Measured inhales and exhales. You're using a bed pillow or a couch cushion and you're not feeling this deeply, maybe squish up your pillow a little bit, bringing a little bit more height. Lifting the body, elbows come to our pillows, our bolsters, and we're going to counter that with a seated supported cobra. So press your elbows into your bolster, pressing your shoulders down, lift your chin, finding opening through the front of the chest, moving the spine in the opposite direction. And then there's this. Notice what you notice. And keep your breath. Return to that restorative seated ragdoll, releasing the elbows, relaxing the neck. Maybe you can bring your arms a little further forward this time, deepening the stretch. That's just an option. And then let's find that seated supported cobra one more time. Elbows press into our cushions, shoulders drop, lifting the chin, arching the back as though finding cow posture. And release to center. Let's take some shoulder rolls, hands where you want them. You can leave them on your bolster, you can drop them to the side, whatever feels good. Roll your shoulders forward really intentionally, deeply. Notice, and maybe you even say along in your head, up, forward, down, back, up, forward, down, back, noticing the details. And this. Reverse directions, up, back, down, forward, exaggerating it. To find stretch through the shoulders, opening through the chest, opening through the shoulder blades. And then elbows come back to your bolster, and we're going to find a spinal twist. So you can go about this in a couple of different ways. I like to we're going to twist to the right. So take your left elbow across your body, press it into that bolster or that pillow and twist. Another option is to grab the chair if you want a little bit more depth or if you're not using a cushion. Notice your shoulders, relax your shoulders. Relax your jaw. Maybe open your mouth and create some semicircles, some circles with your jaw. Release it all. And then release and switch sides. So this time the right elbow crosses the body onto that bolster, pressing and turning, option to grab onto the back of the chair. Relaxing your shoulders. Notice your shoulders. Are they soft? Can you soften them? Relax your face. Release to center. A little bit more warming up of the neck. So nothing to do with anything other than that neck. Is take your right ear to your right shoulder. I tend to catch myself tightening my jaw when I do this. If you're doing that, see if you can relax it. Maybe let your tongue hang down in your mouth. Noticing how if you press that left shoulder down, you get a deeper stretch. And then gently, slowly switch sides, returning to center, and then dipping the left ear to the left shoulder. Soft shoulders. And release slowly and gently to center. We're going to put our bolsters away. If you would just put them down in front of your feet so that you can get to them again easily. I don't recommend resting your feet on your bolster for this next portion, but we want the stability that comes with our feet connecting with the earth. So from here, we're going to find a side stretch. With your right hand, grab onto something on your chair. With your left hand, extend it by your side and then bring it up and over, finding a side body stretch. Is your right shoulder soft? It should be. It can be. Still finding those inhales and those cleansing exhales. And we're going to switch sides slowly, gently, no reason to hurry. This time, left arm grabs, right arm comes over. Left shoulder is soft, face is soft, jaw is soft. Release gently and slowly to center. Going to take a moment to warm up our wrists. So just find some gentle wrist circles. Your hands can be in a fist, they can be wide open, whatever feels good to you. But notice the feeling when your hands are bent forward, the stretch across the top of the hands and how it moves to the wrist on the back side. Reverse. And then release. Let's flip our fingers, kind of like we're getting water off of them. Where I had a bit of a kitchen incident yesterday. And yeah, all the interesting stuff being flipped off my fingers yesterday. And relax to center. We're going to find eagle arms. So your right arm is going to go under your left, and then they cross back. I'm turning for people online to see what we're doing a little bit more. Think about lifting your elbows. Maybe your hands touch, maybe they don't, it doesn't matter. The intention is a nice stretch across the shoulder blades and the outsides of the forearms. And then gently fold forward, just a little bit. It's not a rag doll, it's just a tiny little, almost like a rabbit equivalent. Tucking your chin, finding a little bit more space through the spine. And release. Take a minute and shake that out. That's actually quite a lot of work through the upper body. And then we're going to switch sides. This time the left arm comes under the right, and maybe you can grab, if not, just hold on to whatever you can hold on to. Lift the elbows, deepening that stretch. Now there's this. And then gently curling forward, finding a little bit of that rabbit posture here. So not a full fold, just a little bit. Creating space between the shoulder blades and getting into the spine, upper spine a little bit more deeply. And release to center. We just opened the back side of the body. To counter that, we're going to inhale and bring our arms up. And then on the exhale, we're going to make goalpost arms, pressing the elbows back, creating opening, a counter posture through the upper spine and through the torso. And we all have different abilities in every part of our body, but our necks tend to be particularly personal in their nature. So if it feels okay in your body, look to the ceiling a little higher. If it doesn't, find what feels good in your body always. Everybody inhale and bring your hands back up. We're going to do one more goalpost. Open. Focus on the opening, and then there's this. And return to center. We're going to do 3 seated sun A's. I think we've all done this before, but just as a quick refresher, it's hands up, fold through center. Maybe you can tap the ground, maybe you get your calves, it doesn't matter. Halfway lift, flatten your back, press into your calves, and then fold. So that's one full one. Let's all rise up together. Inhale. Exhale, fold through center. Inhale, halfway lift, press, flat back, exhale, fold. Inhale once. Exhale once. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold through center. Moving our joints a little bit more quickly. Inhale, press, flat back. Exhale, fold. Pause for an inhale. Exhale. Inhale, last one. Reach up, rise up. Exhale, fold through center. Inhale, halfway lift, press into the calves. Exhale, fold. Slowly roll to seated. From here, you may want to hold on to your chair, just what feels good in your body. Widen your stance a little bit. And we're going to take our right ankle and cross it over our left knee. So this is seated figure 4. And I want you to actively press your right knee toward the floor. You can do it with your mind. You can do it with your hand. You can do it with your elbow. The intention is to get into the right hip. And notice your breath. If you've lost those equal measured inhales and exhales, find it now. From here, we're going to try to go a little deeper into that hip. If you are able, reach under your foot and just pull close to your body. So this is one option, just holding that hand. Another option is to wrap your hand. It's called rock the baby. But however you hold it, see if you can find a little bit of dynamic opening. And again, hold on to the chair if that feels good to you, if that feels more supportive. And then release that foot to the floor. Take a minute and shake it out, whatever that looks like to you. And then we're going to take our left ankle across the right knee, finding that supported figure 4 on the other side, actively pressing that knee away and finding the breath. I think you've all heard me talk before about our natural inclination to hold our breaths. The inhale is just as important. The exhale is just as important as the inhale. It helps regulates our nervous system. It can calm us. That's what that means. And so practicing the inhales and the matched exhales is a good and wonderful thing in every part of our lives, not just on our mats. Let's find that rocking the baby on this side. So grab that foot, wrap your arm under it, however feels good to you. And we're just finding a little bit more hip opening. And release to center. Taking a moment to shake it out. And then we're going to move through a little bit of a warrior series. So I want you to come forward on your chair a little bit. Make sure you feel safe and stable. And we're going to open the right knee to the side of the mat. Our toes are pointing toward the sidewall. And then we're going to step that left foot back. So left toes are pointed toward the front of the mat. Right toes are pointed toward the sidewall. You should feel a really nice opening through that inner hip flexor pelvic area. Once you find that, if you haven't done so already, turn your torso to the side. Soften your shoulders. And notice your breath. And now there's this. From here, we're going to transition ever so slightly to warrior 2. So take your torso and bring it back to center. Everything else stays as it is, but you'll notice the stretch shifts a little bit more to the right side. So you're probably feeling it across the pelvic area. From here, take your right elbow and put it on your right knee. Your left hand is going to come up and over. If it's more comfortable to let your hand fall forward or to prop yourself, find the version of it that feels best in your body, knowing the intention is to get deep into the left side body as we continue the opening through the pelvic area. If you want more depth, a variation on this is to drop your hand behind your knee to the floor. You honor your body. Then return to center. Both legs come forward for a moment. You might need to like heel toe it out a little bit or crazy windshield wiper legs. Whatever feels good in your body. Let's tackle that other side. So this time the left knee opens, toes pointing toward the sidewall. Right leg extends, toes pointed forward. And then once you've settled there, turning the torso to the side. For seated warrior, I prefer to keep my hands down. It just feels more stable. But if you want hands at heart, hands above, always the space to do what feels best for you. Wherever your hands are, make sure your shoulders are soft. The work is in the legs. It's nowhere else. Transitioning to warrior two. So the only thing that happens is your torso comes back to the front. Spreading that stretch across the entire pelvic area. Soft shoulders, soft jaw, soft everything. And then take that left elbow to the left knee, right arm comes out and over. This posture is called extended side angle. And in traditional extended side angle, there's a perfect diagonal line, or as perfect as the human anatomy allows for. I don't share that because that's the expectation. I just share it as information, and we honor our bodies and where they are now. And release to center. We're going to bring our legs back together and we're going to extend them straight in front of us on the bolster. And so play with your positioning on your chair. Find what feels good to you. I feel like I have to come forward a little bit more on my chair, but that's just me. Where we're going is into a forward fold. And so if that feels scary with your legs on a bolster, just roll it out of the way. All the stuff. Honor your body. Okay? Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, we're going to forward fold. Cross your left hand to your right calf and open that right arm to the sky, finding a nice gentle twist. You don't need to go deep. You don't need to press hard. Nice gentle opening of the chest and twisting of the spine. Notice your breath. This can be an uncomfortable posture. Can you breathe intentionally in uncomfortable circumstances? Yes, you can. Return to center, finding that forward fold again, opening through the shoulder blades. Maybe you puff your back intentionally. And then right hand comes to the left calf, and we're going to open to the left. Return to center, finding that forward fold one more time. And release to a seat. Just take a moment and point and flex your feet. We always really intentionally try to move through the body, sometimes in a really random order, but making sure we hit all the joints and all the muscles that we tend to treat the worst in our day-to-day lives. So, and then shift from point flex to just some ankle circles. And release to center. So now, however you want to do it, I want your bolster to be right under your feet as when you're sitting normally with your knees bent. So maybe you just kind of get all fancy and roll it up, but get your bolster right underneath you with knees bent. And I recommend holding onto the chair, but whatever feels good in your body, I want you to take that right knee and pull it in. If it would feel better to use both hands to pull it in. And then can you kind of make some little circles. Release to center. Hold on to your chairs, and we're going to do 5 really slow and intentional knee raises. So lifting, flex your foot, and release, lift, release, 3, release, 2, release, 1, release. Leg extends out straight, that right leg. Same thing, but with an extended leg. Lift it. This is work, so feel those muscles. Lift, release, for 3, release, 2, release, 1, release. Bring both feet to the bolster and take a minute and shake it out. Now left knee comes to chest. Again, option hold it with 1. If you prefer to keep an arm on the chair, hug it in with 2, whatever feels good to you, and then find some of those itty bitty tip circles. Return that foot to center and let's find bended knee raises. 5, 4, noticing the muscles working in the quads, the upper leg. 3, 2, 1. Extend that left leg and find the lift. Lower, flexing hard to make the muscles work a little bit more. 3, release. 2, release. 1, release, and shake it out. From here, roll your bolster away. We're not going to need it again for a little bit. Feet plant on the floor. Hands go to either side of your chair. But I want you to lift your hips. If you're able, if you are not, be safe, honor your body. And come back to a seat. We're going to do 2 more like that. Lift. Working the arms a little bit. And release. 1 more. Lift. And release. Beautiful. From here, soles of your feet come together. Hold on to your chair for this. My pants are sliding all over the place. I don't want y'all to fall off your chairs. But see if you can find some opening through here. Seated, supported butterfly. I find it's really hard to sustain the breath when I'm learning something new because I'm constantly looking and thinking, what's next, what's next? So these opportunities to settle in are on purpose. To not be thinking about how to do that or what's next, but this. Release both feet to the mat. Grab your bolster and bring it back up to your lap. And then let's find that ragdoll one more time. We're getting close to the end of our time together. Maybe you extend your elbows a little bit more intentionally this time, or not. Relax the neck. And maybe just notice, does it feel different now than it did 40 minutes ago? Gently roll to a seated position. We're going to do one more posture before we move into Shavasana. I want you to take your bolster, put it long ways behind you. And so you may have to really kind of squish your bottom up onto that chair. Maybe you step your feet out a little bit more. Find stability before you do anything next. And then when you have it, see if you can rest back onto it. This is called supported fish. We do this on the mat on a regular basis. Finding one last heart opener. Stay where you are and listen to my voice. Shavasana. I want you to find your Shavasana that works well. Option one, feel free to stay in this posture. Some people find it incredibly relaxing. If this serves you, stay here. Another option is to replace your bolster across your lap, cross your arms and use your forearms to bring your forehead a little closer to the bolster. So think like kindergarten nap time at your desk when they say put your head down. Or if you prefer to get out of your chair, lay on your mat with your legs propped up on the chair. Just know that that's an option as well. What would serve your body? So this is the option. Maybe you use your bolster as a pillow. Maybe you move it to the side. What feels good in your body? I want you to do that. And then when you feel entirely relaxed and ready for rest, do that. Shavasana.